Hello my friends, how are you? I hope you enjoyed the previous lectures. Some students email me that make another lecture on Nmap to revise. Don't skip any part of these lecture. These are the premium content, which I bring for you and completely free. If you like our effort, like, share and subscribe our channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Let's go to our Kali Linux. Open your terminal and type this command. The SV flag enables service detection, which returns additional service and version information. Service detection is one of the most loved features of Nmap, as it's very useful in many situations, such as identifying security vulnerabilities or making sure a service is running on a given port. The next scan is aggressive detection. This special flag used to activate aggressive detection. We can get multiple results with aggressive mode, like it enables OS detection, version detection, script scanning, and traceroute. This mode sends a lot more probes, and it is more likely to be detected, but provides a lot of valuable host information. Finding live hosts in a network is often used by penetration testers to enumerate active targets, and by system administrators to count or monitor the number of active hosts. This type of scan is very useful for enumerating the hosts in a network. It uses a TCP/ACK packet and an ICMP echo request if executed as a privileged user. This option enables the use of ICMP echo requests for host discovery. Nmap will send ICMP echo request packets to the target hosts. If a host responds with an ICMP echo reply, the Nmap considers it reachable. Let's open Wireshark and run this command in terminal, then go to Wireshark tool and capture the packets. Don't worry, after Nmap, we will cover Wireshark in depth. Here you can see ICMP echo request. The next command is ARP requests that are used when scanning a local Ethernet network as a privileged user, but you can override this behavior by including this send IP flag. You can see in a result host status, MAC addresses, and different host name. Scanning using specific port range. When a system administrator is looking for infected machines that use a specific port to communicate, or when users are only looking for a specific service or open port and don't really care about the rest. Narrowing down the port ranges used also optimizes performance, which is very important when scanning multiple targets. Most of the time we need to scan port range. I'm scanning my local host from port 1 to port 100. You also can scan your all port with single command. Scan target hosts with mention their service name. In the result, you can see SMTP protocol. Nmap uses wildcards in conjunction with service names for port scanning. When specifying ports by name, you can use wildcards like here. You can see in this example. If you want to check only registered ports in Nmap services, use this command. We are scanning all ports. This command will fetch only registered ports.
Okay, let's move on. We have another important part of Nmap is an SE. Here is the question, what is an SE? It means Nmap scripting engine which most powerful and flexible of Nmap features. It allows users to write and share simple scripts using the Lua programming language to automate a wide variety of networking tasks. Tasks from advanced version detection to vulnerability exploitation. Here, I will show you how to run an SE scripts and the different options available for this engine. Open your terminal and type this command. This script argument sets which scripts should be run with the scan. So, in this case, when the service scan detects the web server, a parallel thread is initialized for the selected script. There are more than 230 scripts available which perform a wide variety of tasks. The script HTTP title returns the title of the root document if a web server is detected. Here you can see port status and their version status, HTTP server header, also HTTP title and service information you can see here. This was our script command and below our result. The important part of result is here, as you can see. Let's run script on HTTP header and title. Go to your terminal, type this command. Script argument is important. And then HTTP header and HTTP title, and then your target system or website. It depends on your testing. Sorry, I misspelled the header. It's headers, not header. Okay, let's check it. Wow. This script gives us a lot of information. Amazing. See, each and every command is the base of scanning. These arguments will help a lot, like here you can see. There is no protection for cross-site scripting, and information like server name expires, cache control, public key pin, etc. So collect these kind of data for pen testing. Let's see how to use an SE script arguments. If you would like to set the HTTP library argument user agent, you would use it like this command. Here, the script argument I'm talking about. These arguments allow you to customize the behavior of NSE scripts, it providing specific inputs or settings they require. These script args takes arguments directly on the command line. Wait for the result. Here I'm just showing you how to use it. Nmap scripting is the advanced topic of Nmap. When we go to our practical testing section, you will understand the power of Nmap script. Let me take you to official website of Nmap, where you can find these all kind of script, which is Nmap provide. Just follow the link. Here you can see a list of script. If you don't know how to use it, just click on it. Here the example of usage, arguments, and the best part is, these documentation show you expected output. Let's check another script which is so important. The name is in TLM authentication requests. If you are a beginner, you must visit this site, because I can't try each and every command here from the list. This video will be too lengthy, and you know, I don't want bore you with lengthy lectures and too much talking. Here you can see many things you can learn from here. Let's move on how we can discover the hosts with TCP/SYN ping scan. We can use this scan for detecting a live hosts in a networks. Nmap's default ping scan uses a TCP ACK and an ICMP echo request to determine if a host is responding. But if a firewall is blocking these requests, we will miss this host. Fortunately, Nmap supports a scanning technique called the TCP/SYN scan. That is very handy in these situations where system administrators could have been more flexible with other firewall rules. This SP argument tells Nmap to perform a ping scan which only consists of discovering online hosts. NPS flag forces a TCP/SYN scan. In 3 steps we will understand how it works. First, Nmap sends a TCP/SYN packet to port 80. And second, what if the port is closed, so the host will respond with an RST packet? And third, if the port is open, the host will respond with a TCP/SYN or TCP/ACK packet, which indicating that a connection can be established. Afterwards, an RST packet is sent to reset this connection. Here we can see in result list of hosts in my network and their IPs and MAC addresses. Let's discover the hosts with ICMP ping scan. This ping scans are used to determine if a host is online and responding. So ICMP messages are used for this purpose, and hence ICMP ping scans use these types of packets to accomplish this. To make an ICMP echo request, open your terminal and enter this command. Let's see in Wireshark how to perform an ICMP ping scan within Nmap. This flags for the different types of ICMP messages. These as P and PE tell in Nmap to send an ICMP echo request packet to the host. So we can determine that a host is online if we receive an ICMP echo reply to this probe. For a pretty long time. And remote ICMP packets are now usually blocked by system administrators. However, it is still a useful ping technique for monitoring local networks. There are other ICMP messages that can be used for host discovery. And Nmap supports the ICMP timestamp reply and address mark reply. These variants could bypass misconfigured firewalls which only block ICMP echo requests. This ping scan will use the protocols IGMP, IP and IP, and ICMP to try to obtain a response that will indicate that the host is online. Using packet trace, this technique will show more details of what happened behind the curtains. This SP and PO arguments tell Nmap to perform an IP protocol scan of the given target. Here are some supported IP protocols and their payloads you should know. As we know, MAC address can be traced, so here is the question which is most frequently asked. Is it possible to spoof your MAC address while performing an ARP scan? The answer is yes, we can spoof our MAC address while ARP scanning with simple command. Just add this spoof MAC argument with ARP scan, and then type your new MAC address. First, we will check without any target after complete your MAC address, then hit enter. You can see our new MAC address. Let's check another MAC address. Okay, let's check on a target with ARP-Scan. Now, we set our MAC address successfully. Let's hide our traffic with random data. The packets produced by Nmap scans typically only the protocol headers are set, and only in rare situations are individual payloads included. Nmap adds a feature that reduces the likelihood of detecting these known probes by sending random data as payloads. This command will help to send additional random data in packets sent by Nmap during a scan. Here we append 300 bytes of random data. This data length arguments tells Nmap to generate random bytes and append them as data in the requests. This method supports most scanning techniques, although using it may slow down the scan due to increased data transmission with each request. If we set data length to 0, it will force Nmap to not use any payloads in the requests. There will be situations where host exclusion is necessary to avoid scanning certain machines. For example, you may lack the authorization, or it may be that the host has already been scanned, and you want to save some time. Nmap implements an option to exclude a host or list of hosts to help you in these cases. Let's gather information with broadcast script. Broadcast requests often reveal protocol and host details, and with some help from the Nmap scripting engine, we can gather valuable information from a network. NSE broadcast scripts perform tasks such as detecting Dropbox listeners, sniffing to detect hosts, and discovering Microsoft SQL and network control protocol servers, among many other things. The script broadcast argument tells Nmap to initialize all of the NSE scripts in the broadcast category. This category contains scripts that use broadcast requests, which means that no probes are sent directly to the targets. This script attempts to discover hosts in the local network by using the DNS service discovery protocol and sends a null UDP packet to each host to test if it is vulnerable to the Avahi null UDP packet denial of service. This script attempts to discover DB2 servers on the network by sending a broadcast request to UDP port on 523. This script sends a DHCP request to the broadcast address and reports the results. It uses a static MAC address while doing so, in order to prevent scope exhaustion. This script attempts to discover hosts' services by using the DNS service discovery protocol. It sends a multicast DNS-based service discovery query and collects all of the responses. Broadcast Dropbox listener. This script listens for the local area network, synchronizes information broadcasts that the Dropbox.com client broadcasts every 20 seconds, then prints all of the discovered client IP addresses, port numbers, version numbers, display names, and more. Note that broadcast scripts can run without setting a specific target. There are other broadcast scripts arguments. Some name are here, like broadcast listener, broadcast Microsoft SQL Discover, broadcast NetBIOS Master Browser, broadcast Novell Locate, and broadcast Ping. Of course, we have a lot of arguments like these if you want. You can search for it in official documentation and commands for scanning. Let's revise previous commands which we saw before. But first, look at scanning phases of Nmap. We already saw before, but let's edit. There's a lot of theories about scanning phases. Let me share you one of these. Script pre-scanning. This phase is only executed when you use this SC options or script option, and it attempts to retrieve the additional host information via a collection of SE scripts. Target enumeration. In this phase, Nmap parses the target and resolves it into an IP address. Host discovery. This is the phase where Nmap determines if the target is online and in the network by performing the specified host discovery technique. This PN option can be used to skip this phase. Reverse DNS resolution. In this phase, Nmap performs a reverse DNS lookup to obtain a host name for each target. This argument can be used to force DNS resolution, and the argument can be used to skip it. Port scanning. During this phase, Nmap determines the state of the ports. It can be skipped by using this SN argument. Version detection. This phase is in charge of detecting the advanced version for the ports that were found open. It is only executed when the SV argument is set. OS detection. In this phase, Nmap attempts to determine the operating system of the target. It is only executed when this O option is present. In this phase, Nmap performs a trace route to the targets. This phase only runs when this option is set. Script scanning. In this phase, the NSE scripts are run depending on their execution rules. In output phase, Nmap formats all of the gathered information and returns it to the user in the specified format. Script post scanning. In this phase, the NSE scripts with post-scan execution rules are evaluated and given a chance to run. If there are no post-scan NSE scripts in the default category, this phase will be skipped unless the script argument is specified.